Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over this little bait right here and just briefly talk about this setup that I've got going on here. So welcome to episode 1 of the Tackle Talk. This will be a weekly series where I hop on here, talk about some of the things I've been using, some of the things I've been fishing with, and overall just kind of drop a little bit of knowledge and some tips weekly. So let's go over this. So this is a Storm Arashi glide bait right here. $37 bait, really solid for the price. Has a really erratic kind of open S style glide, similar to the S Waver, but just a touch more erratic. So it really gets those big bites during the summer months, especially the dog days of summer is when I was catching the most fish on this. And I'm sure it's going to be an absolute killer in the fall. But 7.5 inches, I think it's right about 3.5 ounces. Don't quote me on that though, I'm not 100% sure. And I've been fishing this on a medium heavy Dobbins swim bait rod with the Tatula 200 reel. It's a 7.31 gear ratio reel. I like the faster gear ratios for fishing swim baits just because the overall feedback that I get, I can really catch up to those fish when they smack it, and overall just allows me to fish the bait a little bit better. This rod is 7 foot 6 inches, so pretty mid-length swim bait rod, pretty solid little swim bait rod. One of the more important things I want to go over with the specific setup for this bait is the fact that fishing a bait like this that has these like really big trebles on it, you're gonna want a rod that has a really nice parabolic bend. And the reason for that is because that's really gonna help you to get those fish pinned and not rip any hooks out. I like fishing out on a medium heavy. I know some guys like to fish this bait on a heavy action rod. I personally just don't see the need for heavy action with this bait. One thing I do want to talk about though is the durability aspect of this lure. Right, it's really durable. It does kind of scar up a little bit easier from bigger fish, but overall not too bad. It's still very durable. I've instantly hit this thing on docks. I've hit it on rocks before in accident too, and it still hasn't cracked. I don't know how, but that ABS plastic they use is just super strong. And also the tails. The tails are super thick on these baits. Let me show you guys. Let me show y'all. Look at that tail. That tail is super thick. And it's definitely not a light tail, and it's pinned in there. You can see that little pin. So these tails are pinned in place on these baits. And I still, despite catching well over probably 20 fish on this bait, have not gone through a tail. And it does come with an extra tail, thankfully, but I haven't gone through one yet. I don't think I will unless like a pike or something comes up and absolutely just shreds my bait. But other than that, you know, these baits are durable, they're cheap, they're at that entry-level price point. They're easy to fish. This bait is super easy to fish. Really, anyone could get a hang of it really easily. So I definitely recommend this bait to any beginners. But I think that's gonna do it for this week's Tackle Talk. So thank you guys for tuning on to episode 1 of the weekly Tackle Talk. I'll catch you guys next week with some more tips or gear that I'm using. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.